साऊंड है
रेड कलरचा हा तिथं नाही
चालू झालं ना मॅडम कट कर.
Good morning student. Now welcome in standard 8. Today I am going to explain history lesson number 2. As you know that last time I have explained lesson number 1 and might you have learned also the tasks also I have given that you have to take out some words or you have to take out some small questions also there. Then I will give you some again some tasks there which that some question answer also I will give. But now focus on history lesson number 2. Now what is the name of the lesson? From trade to territory. What is the name of the lesson, children? From trade to territory. Now in this lesson we have to discuss this point. This lesson is too much long. That's why I have divided it into two parts. The first part just I am going to explain and in the next period I will explain you the next another part. So here point to discuss. The first point is that is East India Company comes is. Second is East India Company British trade in Bengal. Then another is how trade led to battles. Next is the Battle of Plassey and another is the company officials become the one. Means how many points today we have to discuss it? The 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The fifth point we have to discuss in lesson number 2 history and what is the name of the lesson? From trade to territory. Now I just welcome you in class 8 standard that you have to learn history. Today we have to learn history. Now you know that Aurangzeb was the last ruler of India. Last ruler of India. And whenever he was the last ruler of India, what he had done that he kept the control on all the territories. And after the death of Aurangzeb, when the death of Aurangzeb, you know, that is in 1707. After the death of Aurangzeb in 1707, Mughal officers or the Subedars and big zamindars also had divided their state and they declared that they are themselves independent. That is, now in half 18th century what happened? In half 18th century the political horizon, the new power emerged and that power was the British power. Now you know that in 150 years they were in our India. And in last lesson we had seen that is this history has been divided into three parts. The first part is ancient history, medieval history and the modern history. Now in 8th standard we are learning modern history. In 6th standard you have learned ancient history. In 7th standard you have learned medieval history and now we are going to learn the modern history. Now the British power emerged in our India. And the first point that is the East India Company comes is. Now East India Company here. Now East India Company, many times these words will come. So instead of East India Company, I will use the word in company. I will use the word company only. Which word I will use? That is company. And in your textbook also given that is company. So East India Company comes in. Then from the east direction, the British came there. Now the British, whenever this East India companies, these rulers came in India, at that time they had taken the permission. To whom they have taken whose permission they have taken? They have taken the permission of the British ruler, that is Elizabeth I. And this permission, for the use of permission, that word is used in your textbook, that is charter. Charter means to take permission from. To take permission from. This is the use. This word is used in your textbook. Now this East India Company, they had charter to Elizabeth I that whenever they will come in India for the trade, at that time another people or another trader would not become. That permission they had taken. And Elizabeth I had given permission to East India Company. They can do the trade with India and they came in India. Now she had given the assurance because East India Company wanted assurance from Elizabeth I and she had given the assurance also that yes, another trading company would not become, only the East India Company can be traded. Now so this East India companies, they came from that and they started trading. But whenever they started stopped. Elizabeth stopped this another trading company which come from the England there. But how she could stop that other power also there? This other power means Vasco da Gama, Portuguese power. He came from another country, Vasco da Gama. Another Dutch power also there, Portuguese power also there, French power also there in India. She could not stop Elizabeth, for she could not stop to them. That powers were there. And these four powers were there. They were always fighting with each other to do trade with India. Now you can imagine, how the prosperous our India was. This prosperity, because of their conflict, because of their battle, we can understand India was too much powerful country, too much prosperous country, and which type of that spices which required to all European countries, we were getting it from India. That's why they were coming. That's why they were coming. The French power were there, Portuguese power were there, and the Dutch power were there. The three power were this battle. And this they were doing the fighting with each other. They were doing the fighting with each other, and they were doing the fighting with each other. Not only that, they were sinking each other's ship also. For what purpose? Because they cannot do the trade with India. Because India was very prosperous, and this type of goods they were getting it from India. That is the cotton and the silk. Cotton and silk, then cardamom, cinnamon, and the paper. This cotton and silk, these two, it's very much divided in European countries. Cotton and silk very much divided. And these trading companies were there. These four powers. They wanted this cotton, silk, paper also they want. Again, then cloth, they want this. And for what purpose? They were this trading company, these four powers where they want this cotton, silk and everything from our India. And whenever they want this, that's why they were fighting with each other, and they were taking each other goods also there. And at that time what happened? This they do it. And the fighting happened, and the East India Company had taken the permission from Elizabeth first. Whenever she had given the permission from to the East India Company, at that time the East India Company thought that they are only the first they came in India, but it was not like that. Other powers also were there, and they also wanted to trade with India because Indian goods were too much demanded in European countries. And they were these French, and again that's Dutch and the Portuguese and the British. They were purchasing from Indian traders and in low price, and they were selling it to the European countries in the high price. Means they were taking too much profit. That's why these people are very much interested to do the trade with India. This is the first one. I think that you all understood the first one. Now another is East India Company begins trading, Bengal. Now they came here, they settled. Here East India Company begins trading in Bengal. Now first factory set up. Where the first factory were set up. The first factory were set up where? In Hooghly, on the bank of river Hooghly in 1651. 1651 the first factory set up. 1651 the first factory set up on the bank of river Hooghly. Now whenever they set up the factory, at that time they wanted some workers also there. Some officials group also there. They had set up that official groups there. They had made the offices also, and they had made the warehouses. Now what is mean by the warehouses? Warehouses means we can say in Marathi Hindi it is Godam. Warehouses. For what purpose they had made the warehouses? Because they had to keep the goods where in that warehouses. They had to keep the goods in the warehouses, and for what purpose they have to keep the? Because they wanted to export it to other countries. That's why these goods they have kept it in the warehouses. Understood? Now what? Before that, the first weight, we have to one point into that. It means that you know that in the first Aurangzeb death happened in 1707 and his factory set up there in 1652. So Aurangzeb means whenever the factory set up, at that time Aurangzeb was alive. Yes, Aurangzeb was alive. So he had given permission to East India Company, which permission given right to trade duty free. Right to trade duty free. This right to trade duty free means then they can be trade with this East India Company trade with India. That is, he has given the permission. So when he has given the permission at that time, what these East India companies are, whenever they set up the factories, at that time these officials, they had taken the misuse of that. What misuse of that? Means only for one company Aurangzeb had given the permission, but they had set up their private company and they wanted to take the benefit of that, is which benefit? Right to trade. Right to trade duty. They were taking that. Now Aurangzeb is Farman. Farman means what? Farman means order. Royal order. Farman means royal order. Farman means royal order. Aurangzeb has given the royal order which Farman that they can trade. But this East India Company, some officers were there. They had set up their private factory, and whenever they had set up the private factory, at that time what happened? They wanted the benefit of this right to trade, but right to trade. So what they have done to get the benefits of that? What they have done? Getting the benefit of that, they had given some bribe to who? Bribe. B-R-I-E, bribe. Bribe to the Mughal office, to the Mughal Subedars. Bribe means rishwat dena. And they had given some bribe to this Mughal Sardar or Subedar. And whenever they had given that, this one is, and they expanded their trade. These three, in the three part, in the three, what we say, three villages, no, three cities that you can say. Among these one is the Kolkata. Now it is saying now Calcutta. The Kolkata, before that the name of this the Calcutta, now the Kolkata, now the Calcutta is there. And they had given the bride. When they had given such a bride to that Mughal official, they had given permission to expand their trade. But the other Nawabs were there, they were very much furious. And what happened in the next point we are going to see. Now here the next point is how trade to the battles. Now how trade to the battles? In that point what we have to see, how trade to the battle, how trade lead to the battles. Now here see, Aurangzeb had given permission right to trade. At that time was these private companies, these British officers, they set up some private company, they were taking the benefit of right to trade there. That's why some Nawabs were there. There was a battle, or there was the atmosphere was somewhat intensified because this between the Nawabs and the company. So this in that first Nawab was the three Nawabs were there. That is the Murshid Quli Khan, Alwardi Khan, and the Sirajuddaulah. The three were very much powerful. The three Nawabs were very much powerful, and they disliked this right to trade duty, right to trade free given to them. They were telling to the East India Company that they must have to give revenue to the Mughal Nawabs. And that's why, first of all, the Murshid Quli Khan, then Alwardi Khan, and then Sirajuddaulah. After the Murshid Quli Khan, Alwardi Khan became the Nawab of Bengal. The first was the Murshid Quli Khan, afterwards Alwardi Khan, and third was Sirajuddaulah. Now, whenever this Alwardi Khan was there, at that time this the same. They wanted, this East India Company wanted some concession also. They said they wanted some privileges from whom? From this Nawab there. But Alwardi Khan was not ready to do. Then that's why Alwardi Khan, after the Alwardi Khan, whose power came then? Sirajuddaulah. Sirajuddaulah also one of the greatest powerful person, and he also opposed to East India Company. That's why what happened? These key people were there, which is this East India Company, some officers, they said that Sirajuddaulah Siraj-ud-Dowla would not be Nawab. Siraj-ud-Dowla would not be Nawab of the Ghanar. Now, whenever Siraj-ud-Dowla heard, Siraj-ud-Dowla was very much angry, and Siraj-ud-Dowla said that, very much worried and very much angry, and he said that East India Company had no right to poke the nose in the matter of our Indian politics. He said like this, to poke the nose up, it is the threat, and it means that किसी के इसमें ना उपस्थित का अधिकार उनको नहीं है. It is the threat, and East India Company को no right to poke the nose in that, and he became the Nawab. Whenever he became the Nawab, now that all the concession privileges which were given to the East India Company, it's closed there. Now he had not given any type of concession. At that time, these company officers were very much angry on him. Now here another point is, now here the battle started. So which battle is that? That is the battle of Plassey. Now children, here the spelling of Plassey is Plassey, but as per the anglicized pronunciation, it is Palashi. It is the anglicized pronunciation. It is the Palashi. Palashi is there in one Palash. Palashi, it is the name of a tree which have a red color flower. Palash, the red color flower which have, and with this flower, Indian people make gulal. And it's, and when this gulal used, it is used for playing the holi. So the anglicized pronunciation of Plassey is Palashi. Palashi, that is the anglicized pronunciation. Right? P-L-A-S-S-E-Y, Plassey, we say that. But it is the anglicized pronunciation, and this word derived from the Palashi. This word is derived from the Palash. Palash is the name of the tree. And having the red flower, and with the red flower, it makes the gulal, and mostly Indian people use it whenever they play holi, that is the gulal. So this Palashi or Plassey word derived from the Palash. Understood? So here the battle of Plassey. Happened. Siraj-ud-Dowla. Now this Siraj-ud-Dowla was not ready to accept the order given by the East India Company. He was not ready to do any concession. He was not ready to do any privileges to the company. That's why company was very much privileged. Company thought that Siraj-ud-Dowla would not be the Nawab of them. But Siraj-ud-Dowla, he had taken 30,000 soldiers. 30,000 soldiers with him. 30,000 soldiers with him, and he attacked. He attacked on East India Company. On East India Company where? At Kasim Bazar. Kasim Bazar attacked him. And 30,000 soldiers he had taken with him. 30,000 soldiers he had taken with him, and at Kasim Bazar he attacked. And whenever he attacked, first of all, what he had done, Siraj-ud-Dowla, that is 30,000 soldiers he had taken with him at the Kasim Bazar, and first of all he locked the warehouses. Why? Because their goods kept it for them. He locked the warehouses and he disarmed to the company officials. Means he had taken the weapons from the company officers. He had taken the weapons from the East India officials there, and he blockaded the route also. Now this news came to Robert Clive. Now you can think that in between this Robert Clive, how he came? So Robert Clive was the Governor General at that time. And he got the news that Siraj-ud-Dowla had attacked where? On East India Company. Whenever the news got it, what happened? Now there was a battle between Robert Clive, means East India Company, open battle. Robert Clive against Siraj-ud-Dowla. That battle against Siraj-ud-Dowla. Nawab. Now, Siraj-ud-Dowla, he had taken the East India Company. 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 He had taken the East In that battle happened. And whenever this battle happened, that battle where in 1757. 1757 this battle happened, children. And this 1757, it is the first battle. It is the first battle in Indian history. First battle. And whenever this battle happened, at that time what happened? When this against Siraj-ud-Dowla and the East India Company, Robert Clive was the Governor General of East India Company. There was a battle. Now, whenever the battle was happened, at that time, what happened? Mir Jafar was the commander of Siraj-ud-Dowla. Mir Jafar was the commander. Commander means सैन्य का मुख्य. That is called the commander. Mir Jafar was there. And actually, what happened there? When the battle started, Mir Jafar, he was a very cunning personality. This Mir Jafar, and he could not attend the war. He could not attend the battle. But because this Robert Clive had given the right to Mir Jafar after the death of Siraj-ud-Dowla, he would be the Nawab. That's why that he not done battle against British government. And Siraj-ud-Dowla defeated by East India Company. And this was the first battle won by East India Company, and they were successful. After that, what happened? This in that point only, Siraj-ud-Dowla assassinated by East India Company. Assassinated. What do you mean by assassinated? Assassinated means killed by East India Company. Murder किया. And this assassinated by East India Company, and on the place of that, Mir Jafar appointed as a Nawab. And whenever he appointed as a Nawab, now the Mir Jafar became the puppet Nawab. Mir Jafar became the puppet Nawab. The puppet means what? Puppet means what, you know? It is saying, Hindi कठपुतली. कठपुतली means that जैसे भी उसने बोला वैसे सुनने का. It is one type of toy. जैसे उसको चाबी दे तू चलता है like this. Now he became the puppet Nawab. So whatever the East India Company demanded, he was listening to them. But after that, what happened with him? He also became irritated to that, and he complained against it. Whenever he complained, so East India Company said, now you would not be Nawab, and on the place of Mir Jafar, they had the Mir Qasim there. They had appointed as a Nawab to Mir Qasim. Now, Mir Qasim became a puppet Nawab of East India Company. Now, he was doing the work. After that, he also became furious. He also became angry. And when he became angry, at that time, what happened? That is, there was a battle of Buxar. In 1764. This battle was also very much important in history. That Buxar 1764, that battle happened against Mir Qasim. Who had done this battle? East India Company and Mir Qasim. As usual, Mir Qasim defeated by East India Company, and again, what happened? He defeated, and again reinstalled to whom? Again, Mir Jafar reinstalled. Now Mir Jafar reinstalled, again the puppet Nawab was there. Some British officers were thinking that they reinstalled Mir Jafar. Now Mir Jafar was 1 year. Some officials were thinking that there would not be Nawab, that only company will do the work there. But for collecting the taxes, for collecting the revenues from the Indian people, they thought that this Nawab is essential. That's why they reinstalled Mir Jafar. But 1 year he was Nawab, and in 1765, Mir Jafar died. When after the death of Mir Jafar, what happened? That Robert Clive, who was the Governor General at that time, company's Governor General at that time, he declared that there would not be any Nawab. Now company would be Nawab, and company would do the they appointed, this Robert Q appointed the Nawab as a Diwan there. Diwan means what their work was that? Their work was they have to collect the taxes from the people and give to the East India Company, and East India Company was paying to them like that. Now here the last point is that company officials became Nawabs. Now you know here the Nawabs were there not. Robert Q declared. What Robert Q declared? Robert Q declared that company officials become the Nawabs there. So company officers, they were thinking that they are Nawabs, and they were living the life of Nawabs there. Means wealthy lives they were living. Wealthy lives they were living, and whatever the luxurious lives were there, they were adopting that one there. Now Robert Q, just I told you that he was the Governor General. Robert Q, the first Robert Q, the Governor General of East India Company at that time. He came in India when he was 18 years old. 18 years old. First he came in Madras. Now it is in Chennai. 18 years in 1748. 1748 he came from England, and he became the Governor General, and he was till 1765. 1765 he was working. Now just I told you that how his personality was there. He was taken the bribe from the people, and he became a very rich person. He had collected too much wealth there, means near about $5 lakh he had, and his afterwards whenever his wealth saw by the Queen Elizabeth at that time, everyone was suspicious of him, and everyone was thinking that how he had collected such a wealth. Whenever he had collected that one, everyone suspicious, and everyone wanted, those who were their officials in Britain, they also wanted to come in India and take some privileges of that. And he became very wealthy, very rich, but after that 1767 he committed suicide. Who committed suicide? Robert Q committed suicide. Whenever he came in India, at that time he was 18 years old, and in 1748 he came, and 1765 he had been worked there for the East India Company. He had taken too much bribe also there, and he became too much wealthy, and then also he thought that first of all he should return to England and live a luxurious life, but instead of that one he committed suicide in 1707. Now the last point is the company officials become Nawabs. Just I told you that. Now after his suicide there, other people also, other officials also like to come in India, and they also to take the aim that take too much money and return to India from Britain. But everyone not got succeeded. But those who got succeeded, they became the Nawabs there. And these Nawabs, it is again the anglicized pronunciation, that is this Nawabs, it is also anglicized pronunciation, and some could not do the work proper, and they returned there, and which returned from India to England. These English people were telling to Nawab, and maybe on the street play or any poems that they became the funny characters in England. Now another part I will explain it next video. Now these points which I discuss you have to read the lesson very proper, and which queries you have, and you can ask to me.